After the end of that video, and my friend had some more things to say that I believe and truly believe they need to be heard. All right, you need to tell them what you just...
All right, what I just said was I left a little detail out. You know, I mean, a lot went on that day, so there's lots of details that are left out. But the one thing that bugged me the most, it wasn't the teacher that left the children sitting on the side of the road. That did bother me. That bothered me a lot. But what bothered me the most, ever since I was a kid, I've had a fear of falling to my death. That day, when I looked over and I seen dots, they look like little dots where I was sitting at, but you could still see the bodies falling out of the South Tower to their death. Okay, you could see that. So what was going through their mind at the time where they left the building and gravity took their life? What was going through their mind really choked me up. It broke my heart. This thing can happen to anyone, anywhere. You never know.
How scared do you got to be to jump out of a skyscraper? What kind of fear has to embrace? You and I have known fear.
At the point, I really don't think fear takes a place. I mean, ever since that happened, every day I analyze what could have went through their head. My best perception of what went through their head, my best take on it, if I was in that position and the floor beneath me was burning and the building started to shake and I started to feel it fall, it's not at that point a fear that made me jump out of that. I knew my life was done. I would rather fall to my death knowing that I will die instead of trying to ride it out and just randomly just blanking out to where you don't know, you no longer have life. At least at that point as I'm falling, I know I'm fixing to die. Once that ground hits me, once I hit that ground, it's over. I really think that's possibly what went through their head because I put myself in that position. I have a really good take of other points of views of certain situations. If I was in that position, that's what would be going through my head. You know, I would know my life is over, and once I hit that ground, I knew that was it for me. You know, at that point, I'd rather go the way I know I'm going to go instead of the way that I possibly could live, but you're probably not going to live with a skyscraper falling on you. I mean, but
yeah, you know, that's what people really need to think.
A lot of details got left out that day, man. A lot of details. I mean, a lot of people lived through tragedy. Trump lived there. Trump will tell you a lot of these stories. He saw a lot of the same stuff I saw. You know what? So did Chris Christie. So did Chris Christie. And you know what? These people are pissed. They know what happened. And you don't think they took it to heart and they're just going to put it on the back pedal? Come on, man. That's the #1 goal that these two want to find out what happened that day. And I would love to find out what happened that day because that ruined my life too.
All right, my brother. Thanks for speaking the truth.